Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, welcome to my weather show. This is the global edition. I take a look at things going on around the globe, and the last several months the big word has been La Niña. La Niña, and we're still using the word, even though you think we're kind of seeing the end of it, but it's had such an effect on parts of the world on either side of the Pacific. Take, for instance, Sydney, Australia, where they've literally had a whole year's worth of rain in just over 3 months. The western US, the drought continues, and it has been exacerbated because of the big mountain of warm air, the big upper ridge that has kept it so dry, keeping all the storm systems a very dry end to the winter over the western US, and the spring looks to be dry as well. Check this out. That, of course, is the outlook for the drought. Much of the western US in significant droughts, even to exceptional, whereas for Sydney, Australia, you get to April 7th, you've already seen the entire year's worth of rain, over 1,200 millimeters of rain. That's the fastest ever. And you think, how do you get stuff going on like that? It is, of course, down to La Niña, but our warming planet causes the jet stream just to become a bit more erratic and causes the amplitude to increase, meaning the upper ridges are stronger, the upper lows linger. La Niña, the blue area there. It is starting to ease. Notice how we're getting that warming. These are sea temperature anomalies, the warming to the eastern Pacific. Normally the whole area would be blue. Most of the meat and bones for the cooling is across the central Pacific, more or less Midoki of sorts. But give it another few weeks, we will start to see this ease as just conditions do start to change. We're getting into more of the seasonal shift. Once that happens, you will see things more or less getting back to normal. But at the moment, over the last couple of weeks, it's a bit like Mother Nature with the La Niña meter. She's been throwing a few extra coins in it to keep it going. This week, it's been very interesting. As we normally see this time of year, the heat across the Indian subcontinent towards parts of North Africa, that sent a real surge of warmer than normal air up across central parts of Asia, right the way towards Siberia. And now we're just getting towards the end of really what has been the winter for the Northern Hemisphere. So you throw in warm, you add some cold, mix it round 3 times, you get stuff going on. The jet stream, usual thing. It's really started to buckle, created some significant lows across the northern and eastern parts of Russia. You track those along, where do they go? Pick up some more warmth into the mix, and you get these ups and downs, big bits of amplitude, upper troughs and ridges. Watch these. These are the ones that are going to surge down. And if you notice a couple of them as they go through, they'll actually surge across the northern Arctic, come through the mix, and it's this guy here. He's going to bend down. Where you see red, that's just oomph. That's the atmosphere going, boom, here we go. Severe storms. But not just that. You bring down some cold air. Parts of the western US, winter, it's not over. No. The reason why? That's coming straight south. You see what I mean? This is going through the course of the week. So we start off on the quiet side. We've got this one system here. The blue line, the snow line there, and watch this system. That's the first guy go away, but it's this guy here. Watch this. Wind up, you've got some upper energy all of a sudden. That's snow, Wyoming, Dakotas, right the way. Look at that, blizzard conditions. And of course with the bottom side, warm air, severe weather as well to the south and to the east. Not just one, but 2 storm systems. That's towards the end of the week, towards the Easter weekend. That thing could be a blizzard on one side, it could be severe weather on the other. Ups and downs, and check out the temperatures. I mentioned that cold. The polar vortex starting to do its sort of leftovers, just ooze away, the purple and the blue oozing down to western parts of US as the cold surges its way south. Speaking of the polar vortex, that mass of cold air that extends up into the atmosphere, this time of year it's just a little piecemeal, but you can see how the surge of the leftovers are tracked towards parts of North America from what was the big thing, and all of a sudden it's like Mother Nature just squeezing it out. That's the sort of thing that happens this time of year. As the same thing happens over parts of Europe, cooler east, milder air from the Atlantic, that trend does continue over the course of the week, but if anything, we take the milder air and start drifting its way east with that good surge from the south and to the west. One low there, just pinwheels across parts of the Black Sea, and then of course you then have another surge from the Atlantic coming in, but for most, looking pretty mild and settled with the usual showers in the mix as well. Going to the southern hemisphere, as things start to cool down, the nights do get longer, the polar vortex starts to grow. And this is interesting because check this thing out. parts of South America, that of course Australasia. Look how it's growing, and as it extends down towards the surface, that signals that Mother Nature, all of a sudden, she's going to start flicking her arms of cold air, and you'll see what I mean. Antarctica, watch these blue flailings of cold. They'll start spreading out. That means some colder surges, which of course will start to just help with what has been a very stuck weather pattern. But get the layers handy, you'll certainly need them across parts of the southern hemisphere. But one last tropical troublemaker. It was feely, now it is just going to be an extra tropical low, but it winds up with an upper level trough to come and give it some juice. Check that out for New Zealand. Strong to severe damaging winds to track through and go away, clearing away before a cooler sou'wester sets in to quiet things down for the end of the week. That's the weather for now. See you guys again soon. Bye-bye.